Trip. I'm DWTT. I got Matt and Mr. Tom, and we'll do our intros in a bit. But as this is the trip, and I did just come back from a trip, we'll talk about that and more. See you in a bit. Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to the trip. We'll get going here. I know it's been a bit of time since we've seen you last, and we'll hopefully see some people trickle in as we get going here. But do our intros. So first off, we got Matt. Matt, how are you doing?
Doing just like Arsenal, man. We doing good, brother. Doing good. Two thumbs up.
Cool. And below me, I've got Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing better than Leeds and similar to Arsenal. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
True. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We'll see who else joins us. I think Tony hopefully will meet us, but we'll get going anyway. So I'll go through a little quick. I said us on the show on Saturday, but we'll talk about it here just a little bit. I did, as you can see from my pictures, the picture behind me, that was my view from outside the stadium, and that was the previous one was from inside the stadium. Well, I did make the trip over to the pond. Spent a couple of days with my dad. Watched a couple of matches there. North London Derby and a Leeds match, so I got the full Premier League experience. Got to see my first match and my second match. First North London Derby, first win, all of that, and then some. So it was a really good experience.
You say all that, but did you have the true experience? Did you get some chips from Tom?
Did I get some chips from Tom? Disappointingly, I did not get any chips from Tom. Tom came and met me multiple times, empty-handed.
No chips, huh?
No chips. I didn't even. You know what? Now that you say that, you know what? Yeah. So I might have to do the trip again because Mr. Tom saw me at least twice on this. Actually, 3 times probably, and all 3 times.
No, sorry, Gary. I'm going to answer Matt's question. There were chips, but Gary ended up being about an hour late, so I ate them.
Ooh,
I was not an hour late. I don't know what he's talking about. I was on time everywhere I needed to be. Right?
Not the first time. You're like, the bus taking too long.
Oh, you are right. I'm blaming that on my dad then. He put me on a bus. It took forever to get to to wherever we were going, the train station, to meet you. But I didn't see any crumbs, so I didn't think you had chips.
Well, no, they were replaced by the chicken that I also ate while I was waiting. That's how long I was waiting.
Yeah. So I got to see Tom at least. I see 3 times. Yeah, 3 times I saw him. One night for drinks. Actually, yep. And I guess we went to Leeds, so I saw him a couple times there. So I guess twice, but it was good to see him. Mr. Tom, as I like to say, the camera they say it adds weight or it adds height. It adds a height as well. Mr. Tom, I was surprised. I thought he would be as tall as me, but that was not the case.
I've never said anything to mislead anyone. These are all your assumptions.
It is my assumption. It was all me. And got some people joining us today. Des is in the house. Welcome to the show. Des is in the house. We got Big Scunner. Big Scunner is joining us.
Some happy Arsenal fans.
And Des is completing his welcome. He's got Matt in there as well now. The Assembled has joined us. Welcome to the show. And Big Scunner, for some reason I decided I was going to mail your package today. And guess what today is? A holiday. I wouldn't know it because I had to work, but post office was closed, so I'm gonna have to try again tomorrow and get that off to you. So just look out for it. I think in a couple of days. Also joining us before we get going is Ray, Arsenal Fan Circle. Welcome to the show. So we're just talking a little bit about my adventure to London, to the Emirates, to Ellen Road. Yes, so really great. You're looking at inside that stadium. It looks massive, and then you go to Ellen Road, smaller arena, but you wouldn't realize how it's not. It holds what 20,000 less people, which seems like a lot, but the fact that it holds 35,000 is crazy to see how small it looks, even though it holds that many people inside of it. Really, really nice. Different types of stadiums depending on what you like. Much cozier in Ellen Road, but massive and large and just like big, like you expect to see some of these stadiums for the big clubs. Really nice view from wherever you are, so it was really good. Enjoyed that. Um, Drank a lot of beer. Ate some good food, I think. Yeah. So met a lot of people. Met a lot of friends, of course. Social media friends. All from the stoop. Met probably about 10, 15 people probably at the end of the day if I had it all up, just from on the stoop. So that was pretty cool. Good adventure. I'll definitely want to do that again. But here we go. Let's get started here. Since we last spoke, there were a couple of games, but we'll just talk about the last two. Um, we did play BODO. We played them at home. I guess and we got the win. I don't know if you guys have anything to say quickly on the BODO game. I just think it was.
I actually did. I did not watch the BODO game. I was
Yeah.
actually working, but I did see the highlights. I mean, it was just much business as usual. Almost they got to win, and that's pretty much about it. Just
Yeah, I think it's kind of almost an introduction, not introduction, but the reintroduction of Fabio Vieira and Marquinhos. Part of our new attacking, core that we're going to hopefully have going forward. Vieira, I think, is showing every time I see him that he is the man that they say he is. So that's been pretty good. Riddy is still buzzing. Yes, Riddy's still buzzing. Hello, Riddy. Welcome to the show. And everybody knows why Riddy is buzzing, all right? Because he loves Liverpool this much. And we beat them. So he's happy about that. Yeah, I saw this, and I guess we can, as we do on the triple, we will talk about whatever you guys bring up. But this did come up, and I guess we can talk about it a little bit. I am, as Riddy says, the voice of North London. There you go. Yeah. And Matt is the voice of reason. All right. I think people. All right, and we'll figure out what everybody else is.
And Tom is the voice of Chips.
Chips, or as I say, nonsense. So he could do a lot.
I thought he was going to say voice of the championship, but he went somewhere. He's in a good mood, so he went kind of.
Hey, don't sweat yourself, man. Leeds will be all right. Don't worry. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and it is. Yeah. I was just going to say before you.
Far too early to get upset.
I guess nobody has seen Why Not, and I guess that is when you see somebody in the chats all the time and you don't see them for a while, you hope everything's okay. So hopefully things are. But what is this? I respect what Liverpool have done. Yeah, everybody likes the way that they've run their business. Similar to Leicester City, right? Everybody was really enamored by the way that they handled their business when they won the league. So, and then you kind of see what happens if you don't continue on. You kind of lose your way, and
you lose to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys. I heard this, and it has brought it up here about Jordan. I think Jordan Henderson and Gabriel at one point were kind of getting a little mouthy with each other. Sounds like Gabriel heard something, and which he feels was directed at him by Henderson, and they had a little talk about it. And I believe the FA is looking into it. Not sure what's going on there, but I know Arteta did speak up and say that it sounded like he was saying like it's going to be handled, whatever that means, or to something. We'll move on from here probably. I don't know if any of you guys heard about that.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
It can, and if what is true, then Gabriel's a better man than me. I can tell you that. But I don't know if you caught my video or not, but I mentioned it in my video. What I really liked about that incident was the fact that Granit Xhaka stepped in and was peacemaker. He stepped in, diffused the situation before it got bad, and the game moved on. But Henderson, if it is true, he needs about a 4 to 5 game ban. And I think what really needs to happen is they need to start really throwing the hammer down on players for that kind of behavior. A good 5 to 10 game ban will stop that real quick. I promise you. I promise you it'll stop
it. Yeah.
We had a player banned for that in the championship. Sorry. I should stipulate this. It was basically inconclusive, but they still banned him for 8 games. And they gave the ban that the incident happened in September, but he actually took the ban in June in the COVID season. So he basically missed all the lockdown football. It was our goalkeeper, not a current goalkeeper.
Yeah.
We replaced it was Casillo who used to play for Real Madrid.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Cut a long story short, basically he got replaced by the 19-year-old and didn't look back since. And basically, the only game he played for Leeds since was like a cup game where it was more about resting the keeper than what's the word, being behind him. Let's just say, and got rid of him. Basically, it was not having none of that.
Yeah, I hear that. Now this is so already you have a point. Let him work it out, but as as Ray says here, will they actually do the right thing? The FA, we've seen it, sometimes doesn't do the right thing. So we'll see if they handle it the right way. So let's see.
I will be very surprised if on a game which was watched by millions of people, which means that they had lots of cameras, if they can't prove whether he said something or didn't say something, I'll be shocked. Like, where in the world would you be better situated to know if something was said?
True. Well, it's as they as has been mentioned in the chat. Do they actually want to do anything about it? Do they actually really want to do anything about it? A lot of times it's a lot of talk.
What would be impressive is that if Liverpool themselves decide to do something about it, that would be impressive.
Especially if they find out it's true, right?
If they would have given him a nice 5 to 10 game ban, yeah, that would be nice.
But we shall find out. Just like the kind of like the Partey thing, we'll find out what it is, and we'll have to handle it accordingly once it's been proven or not. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something vulgar sounds fine, but I don't think a player responds that way to somebody's being vulgar. Because that happens all the time, right? I have no doubt when Richarlison and Gabriel clashed or whatever like that there wasn't anything said that could be considered vulgar. I would assume so. Yeah. So there's different things here. That. Firmino's face said it all, so it must have been something surprising. Yeah. Something surprising, like what the hell just happened there? So. But yes, let's get into the game. For me, coming into that match, like going into the North London Derby, Arsenal once again is playing a team, and this is probably helps out all of the the Arsenal haters playing another team that's just not coming, does not play, has any form. And as speaking of the man, Why Not has joined us. Welcome. Everybody's been talking about you, man. Glad to see you on here. So let's we'll get into it. So Liverpool, just like that team coming into the match, probably not playing as best as they can. Lucky they have the points that they have in some respects. And Arsenal, a team, as I said going into the match, has been on form for a while now, and is showing in the 2 games prior to that they have a way of playing that allows them to control most of the game for most of the 90 minutes. And can they continue to do that? They did in the last 2, and we saw them do it once again. I like it. It's a cut and paste, but it's a good one now, right? We know how to play, and we can replace some of the pieces right now and not see any degradation in quality. Performance is still this. The quality stays the same. Performance stays the same, and we have answers for little things. Surprisingly, in this match, Tomiyasu is going to play left back. Tomiyasu's usually our right back, and if he's healthy, everybody says he probably just starts at right back. But we start him at left back. Why? Yeah, Salah. But and then we'll get into that. So Matt, talk to me about the Liverpool match. I guess give me kind of your first thoughts on the Liverpool match going into it.
Well, I predicted, and y'all was in the chat the other night, and I predicted the win. A lot of people were so skeptical. I stuck to my guns. I told Gunner, I said 2-1, ended up being 3-2, but I had faith. I told y'all this is not the Liverpool team that we are accustomed to seeing. This is not the what was it, SAS or whatever they used to call it with Suarez and all of them, and then you had the Salah. And what have I told y'all since the beginning of the season? What did I tell you beginning of the season? I said Sadio Mane not being in this team is a huge loss. Was Salah even in the game yesterday? This is what I told y'all. I told y'all that is not the same Liverpool team. And guess what? That team looks just like the team did when Klopp took over. They look just as unorganized. Yeah, they'll get a goal. That first goal was absolutely scandalous that we gave up. That was one of the worst. I don't know. Gabriel has a tendency to give up some of the most scandalous goals at times. And I think that's something that needs to be looked at, man, because for a defender, all he had to do was run under the ball and head the ball back the other way, because the ball was in the air long enough for him to go up under it and get set. Instead of that, he got lazy and just dangled the leg out there, and that's pretty much how they got that goal. Scoring right out of the gate. That's what you take it to them and put them right on the back foot. Martinelli, I saw something today. We offered him 200,000. Of course, it's the daily fail, so you can't really take it as anything as a grain of salt. But they've got to make this. They've got to snap up these guys, man. And of course, I'm pretty sure you all heard last week. Saka's deal is on the table too as well. They've got to get these guys signed up long term. I think yeah, that's true. I think that the guys look great. I was impressed with the fact that we went ahead even when they tied up, and we fought and we fought and we fought, and it was something that at least me, because Gary, you started watching the Gunners in 2012, but I can tell you I have not seen Arsenal. The last time I can remember, and anybody in the chat who's been watching for a while can vouch for me on this, we hadn't played with this high of an intensity since probably 08-09. And that was the year I think Eduardo broke his ankle. And we were rolling then. And it's the same here. Now I want to throw a few words of caution out there. We've got to, and y'all were arguing about this last week, but I'm gonna hammer it home again. on the fan circle. Y'all are arguing about this, but I'll say it again. We need 2 to 3 players because I have seen it happen firsthand where we were rolling. I just mentioned it. And one devastating injury cost us the title. And we are in a situation. I want to preface this. I'm not saying we're going to win a title. I'm just saying we're in the stage now where we are challenging for top 3. Notice I said not top 4, top 3. When you're challenging for top 3, there's an opportunity there for you to what? Challenge for the title. And in order to do that, you have to have all bases have to be covered. All bases. Because when anytime we see Gabriel Jesus on the deck, everybody's holding their breath. Everybody's holding their breath. We look good, man. I think we play y'all next, don't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And Tony's joined the show. So Tony,
what's up, brother?
welcome.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother?
Not much.
Now,
I was here from the start, but got delayed.
No problem.
I want to throw this out there too. Let's not look past leads because I consider games like that trap games where, oh well, it's leads, we'll get 3 points and move on. No, we can't afford to drop. We don't need draws. We need to go in and get a win. Every game needs to be played like it's a cup final. And that's just the most simplest way I could put it. We have to play every game with a high level of urgency. It's the cup final, all hands on deck every game. If Gabriel Jesus and these guys don't get picked for Brazil, you're not going to hear me cry one bit about it, because they can sit at home for a month and be ready to go. Because that's what happened here. they sat at home for 2-3 weeks, and then the season comes back and they're ready to roll. It's like let's go. I'm ready to play, and you can just see the energy levels are extremely high. The work rate off the ball is high this season. I mean, just think about how much hell me, you, and Tony were raising this time last year, and just look at where we are now. It's a complete 180, and we just got to keep this up and keep working hard. And just try to get these dubs, man. We got to keep getting these dubs. I saw a Tottenham fan today, a good friend of mine who is a Tottenham fan, and he could not even look at me. It is great. It shot. But before I say that, normally I don't give Spurs any love, but my heart goes out to them. I can only imagine. How last week that was really out of left field what happened last week with their trainer. So my heart goes out to Conte, especially Conte, considering that's one of his closest friends. So I mean but back to us, but it's just that we're out, we're playing these games, and we're working hard. And I'm telling you, if we keep doing that, remember last year I told y'all, I said you pad your wins now, so that if you need some cushion later on in the season, you've got that cushion. So
yep. I was gonna say one of the things you brought up, which I guess I do want to. We'll continue talking on that one. Is Gabriel. I personally feel like Gabriel and Saliba work perfectly in tandem. They kind of work off each other. Gabriel's the one that's going to take the risk. Also, I feel Gabriel has to take on the risk more than Saliba because we've got different responsibilities on the pitch, and he's put in a situation where he looks like he's always at odds and will end up might be getting a foul and make the wrong play. When he makes the terrible passes, that's one thing, but like in the match, us playing up high will we'll create those scenarios where we're acting like he's like a midfielder trying to bring that ball down and control it at midfield, in the midfield area, and he's not. He's a center back. and then when it goes wrong, then we have to get back and make up for it. And I think that's kind of what we saw in the United match as well, right? We kind of set ourselves up there and we got punished for it. Did it again, got punished for it again. So hopefully everybody's learning from that. We can't take too many risks. He's better off just booting the thing upfield if we can't, if we really can't get to it, or just or we can't keep playing that way, because we've seen it now. This is the third goal, kind of looked the same way. The ball in the midfield, we lose control of it, bang, 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 and they score with minimal number of touches. So, Tony, welcome to the show. We were just talking about Gabriel. We actually started on talking about the game, but Matt talked about Gabriel there, which I kind of feel like that's a good point to bring up. But any thoughts initially on the game itself?
Game itself, we were lucky that we got the penalty. Soft penalty. To me, it wasn't one. Even in slow-mo, you can't really tell if there's contact or not.
It's got, what, if they were consistent, I would say I hear you. They're not consistent.
That's the problem.
So if they're not consistent, you have to take it when it comes, because tomorrow it's going to go against you, and then you'll be like, so. A lot of noise going on over there.
Anyway, as I continue where Matt was on Jesus coming into the game Sunday, he had committed 18 fouls, which was the most in the league. He'd been fouled 21 times, which is most in the league. Way too much contact. Saka probably needs to help him out a little bit more in defensive duty. You see Martinelli doing plenty of it. But Jesus definitely needs help there. I don't think Odegaard's the type of player that could help much out on defense up there, but Jesus definitely needs help. Still don't like players coming on at 80 minutes.
We did drag out subs, didn't we?
Yeah, I liked what we did last Thursday, bringing on 2 with 30 minutes left, 2 with 20 minutes left, and the other one whenever you need it. But we got to make use of that because we got a thin squad. Got to manage the minutes. I know we got a break coming up for the World Cup, but most of our Brazilian contingents will be going to the World Cup. Half our English players are to be going to the World Cup, so. And then we got the season starting right back up after Boxing Day and New Year's. Got 2 games, so to be without all those players, that's why it'd been nice if we got a couple more in the summer. But we definitely need to get a striker, even if it's on loan. We need somebody that can fit in there between Eddie and Jesus and challenge Jesus, be able to actually be a starter, not just a backup. Somebody that can go in there and start. If not, right now we're in prime position that we can go out there and win the league if we do the right things, have a right look. 4 or 5 weeks ago, people probably were laughing at me when I said we would finish second. But we can win the title if we do things right, keep the players healthy, manage them, get some more depth in.
I hear you.
Earlier up there in the comments, I said we need to go shop at Costco, fit 3 or 4 players in a cart, roll out the door, kick on until the end of May.
True. I'm going to these chats and I got.
You got there?
I know.
Tom?
We'll get to it in a second. Calm down. We'll get to the tips. Well, he does that because you're talking. Stop talking. So is Ake better than? Is Ake? Is that his name? Better than Gabriel? I think Gabriel has more potential than Ake ever did, and so he's going to be learning and hopefully getting better. Huh?
I like both players, but Gabriel is way better.
Well, Ake is more of like a holding for us, right? He's going to come in. He's going to come off the bench. He's not going to start for us, if, unless we have injuries. Yeah. And this is the one thing we keep saying: the old Arsenal, right? We are not the old Arsenal anymore. I think those. I mean, once again, this is a good sign. We can go back and look at the old times. The old times were bad compared to where we are today. We're much better, more confident, no matter what the score. So, I think that's the old Arsenal. Hopefully, we don't have to keep saying that, right? Because this is how we've been playing all season. Hopefully, we can continue to do that and that we don't retreat back. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, tomorrow's not promised for sure. Got to get all the wins you can today. Don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, hopefully
yeah,
we get Zinchenko back soon, so we got more of that leadership.
yeah.
Those two are really the difference in the season because of their leadership on the pitch. That's why you see a different team chemistry out there. See them playing harder. You actually see them going for 90 minutes instead of 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Still think we go too much on cruise control after halftime. Some of those goals might kill us, especially if we end up tied with City on points, because they're going to kill us on goal differential because we're not clinical enough when we take the gas off after about 50 minutes of play.
True. Yeah, I don't know what he's telling them at halftime, but he needs to change that. And this comment here, Tony, if that was anywhere outside the box, it's a foul. So why
No,
not
it
a
wasn't.
inside the box? Here's a scenario where you guys remember. Everybody remembers this.
It was a
Remember?
stone cold. It was a stone cold penalty.
No. Think about
You think it was, Matt?
when Saka. No, think
Yeah, that
about
was a penalty.
No. Listen to this. We're in a Crystal Palace match. No. No, let me go because I started this. Think about the Crystal
Let him
Palace
finish,
match.
Matt.
Think about the Crystal Palace match. Do you remember? Do you remember when Saka got kicked in the back of his leg and upended and nothing was called? Nothing was called. The man took a leg to his calf. Remember that?
Yep.
Saka took a leg. He took a kick to the back of his leg. Nothing was called. And then this one, he hit him in the back of the leg, regardless of whether it was a tap.
His foot came
all
off
the way
the
through.
ground and cleats up and hit the man, and he fell. That's a penalty.
Have you heard what Matt? Have you heard what Gary's lookalike Ian Wright said about it?
He said it was soft.
He said it wasn't a penalty. Soft.
Yeah.
If we did not get the penalty, there would be an outcry of VAR is against us, or everybody's against us. See, Gary, you can't. It was a penalty. So when I saw it, I looked and said, "Oh, that's Stonewall penalty." I don't have to even guess what that is.
Yeah, that's the consistency that I keep talking about, right? So
you left that when he committed that penalty, he immediately left it in the hands of the ref because the ref had to make a decision, and that's the penalty. Foot comes up and scrubs the man from behind.
Yeah,
it's no different than when we played first, and that was a stone cold penalty. It was he comes right down the back of him with studs up. Nah, that's a penalty, man.
All right, so
we'll
go to our unbiased panelist on here. So, Mr. Tom, we've heard a lot of talk. We talked about Gabriel. Now we're talking about the foul, the Liverpool match. What say you?
Oh right, hello. Yeah. I can. What I'd be interested in is if that happened next week, and you gave away the penalty in the same manner. How upset would you be? I mean, it's soft, but it happens all the time. And as soon as it happens, you sit there and you like bow your head because you know it's going to get given, and you know. It's just nice to see shit like that happen in a Big Six game, because then you know the referees are a bit like, fuck, what do I do? Like, what way do I give it? Because if it had been Liverpool, if Liverpool player had done that to Patrick Bamford, it would have been free kick to Liverpool because Patrick Bamford's leg got in his way, or something like that. But because Arsenal, Liverpool, they're like, fuck, we've got to make a decision here. Went your way this week.
If it was anywhere else on the pitch, would it have been a foul?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
think so?
it would have been one. No doubt about it. It was a foul. That was a foul. I mean, we can replay it with the sound off, and you'll see it was a foul. He kicked through the man, hit him as he was kicking the ball. It's a penalty.
I think those fumes of your new studio are getting to you, Matt. I think it's very soft.
My team gave away one like that.
I like your new studio, by the way, Matt.
Appreciate it, brother. Much as I love you, man, we're gonna disagree on this one. That was a penalty.
We better write that down the first time, Matt and Tony disagree.
That was a penalty, man. It was a stone cold penalty. Soft, yes. Letter of the law is a penalty. In the field of play, it's a foul. Possibly a yellow card, depending on who's reffing the game. But it's a penalty. Bottom line, it's a penalty. I'm telling y'all now, if we did not get that call and we end up drawing that game, there will be an outcry about that call.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And Miss Molina has joined the crew. Well, Miss Molina, welcome to the show. Colonel, welcome to the show. And there, Tom. we got ourselves a Tom. I'm not sure if I missed it. I think I caught everybody else that's joined the show.
Did you get Miss Molina?
Yep, I did. Just you weren't listening to me. I just said it.
I zone out at times.
Yeah. And there were some comments in there about what we'll do in January. We'll try to get to those at the end, later on. But we're finishing up talking about the Liverpool match now. So I think that would be prudent to keep doing that. So yeah, you guys talked about the penalty. Personally, I don't know what you guys felt. I thought we played consistent like we have the previous matches. If we didn't get the penalty, we probably still go on and get what we needed because we would have been desperate and probably made sure we got the goals that we needed anyways. We got lucky. They gave us opportunities and we took them. Just like we gave them opportunities and they took them as well. I mean, I think both their goals, there's no way they should be scoring those goals the way we've been playing, right? They didn't get much in the game like we said. Salah got nothing, right? But every time we gave them a break, they took it and ran with it, and that's what good teams do. That's what teams do all the time. We got Stefan has joined us. Stefan, welcome to the show. And Steve Denham has joined us as well. Welcome.
Full house tonight.
Huh?
Full house tonight.
Yeah, we got everybody in the house. Yeah. Sorry I missed you guys the last couple of weeks. But we'll be back. We'll keep doing this. We'll have a show every Monday.
No, he didn't. He was over there eating fish and chips. He wasn't thinking about y'all.
I wanted
Did you
to
actually have
chips.
fish and chips?
That's what I was.
I did have fish and chips one day. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to. How could you not?
Was it better than your kebab?
The kebab. Oh my gosh! I don't know why we got it just because we had to eat it. We had to get a kebab, but I wouldn't call. I think I have to go back and try a real one. That was just, yeah. I wouldn't. It was late at night. We've had a couple drinks and we were hungry, so
that's the best time to have a kebab.
But I don't think this place would have been the place to go. That's all.
Was it in York?
It was in York. Yeah.
That's why you got to have London kebabs.
Yes.
You should have consulted with Tom.
No.
They're barely human up in York.
Yeah, everything Mr. Tom said about what would happen when we took the train to York and Leeds would happened, right? So things are much nicer.
I was like, as soon as Ben starts talking to you, he's going to start saying how much nicer Yorkshire is than London and how much more friendly everyone is. And within about 4 minutes of being around Ben, he started going, "Now, Gary, everyone's a lot friendlier up here than down in London." I just started laughing towards that. I can predict the future. I know what Northerners are like. He's wrong, but he believes it, and that's what's key.
Yeah, I did not go to Holloway Kebab, really, but I definitely have to. I will try it. I'll make
But hang on,
put it on my list. But anyways,
I
let's
saw
get to
the
the chip
magic
of the day.
word kebab.
Yeah,
Sorry,
what's the
I
chip
saw
of
the
the day?
magic word kebab.
What's the chip of the day?
Yeah. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's do
It
this.
is. It's a Crunchies X cut kebab flavor.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
Good
good
timing.
damn bag of chips there, man. Kebab.
Yeah. Although I was reluctant to open them because they don't look the most appealing on the box or
Yeah.
on
No,
the
they
bag.
don't look-
But we'll
That
we
means
give-
they'll be good, or as we say down south, that they'll be bussing.
yeah. We
Yeah,
give
his
everything
last
a
bag of
chance here
crisps
on
was
the
a
trip.
4 out of 10.
Right.
I don't even know what this means.
Do you want to know?
I don't think so.
It smells a bit.
I don't think I want to know what that is, but it just
Makes
Smells
you
a bit
feel good,
beefy.
Gary.
no, that's all right.
Try one.
Yeah, London was great. I did enjoy it, Stefan. I want to do it again. Yeah. This is a question for everybody. I don't know the answer. Does anyone know where fish and chips originates from?
The sea. Well, half of it.
The sea and underground?
Probably
Anybody
one
know
of
the
those
answer?
probably one of those Norwegian countries.
Which one?
I don't know,
Well,
I'll
much
go
of the
with-
UK's
was actually go with
fish comes from
Norway.
Scotland.
Also,
Yeah,
is
that's
it
what I was gonna say, Scotland.
Scottish?
Yeah, I was gonna say
The Assemble,
Scotland.
you're going to have to tell us the answer to this one. And Stefan says the sea, even though chips don't come
Brady
from the
said
sea.
Cyprus.
So. Cyprus? They come from Cyprus? All right.
Yeah, look, these are quite good.
Nice.
Matt was right. Matt was 100% right.
How much better are they than the 4 out of 10 of the last time you had crisp?
I would give these a 6.78 out of 10.
And,
Not quite as
yeah.
You can't start giving out 9s and 10s early into the tenure because then you're putting the other crits under pressure. Right.
There you go.
We build up to the stars.
All right, so let's get into it. So we were just talking about penalties, and also we talked about, when you're doing well, the officials seem to give you calls and also not give you calls. I mean, we played Liverpool before, and we know Mane's given elbows to Tierney, and it seems like that's still the case because Tsimikas gave Jesus an elbow, knocked him to the ground, and nothing was given. Surprise, surprise. So they still got a little bit of something there with the officials there. So 2 players down on that sequence of plays there. So, yeah, I don't know. Anybody else have anything else on the game itself?
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
31.
It's a good
Yeah.
game.
I just think
Free
that.
flowing.
Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Says free flowing, good football. Liverpool should have did more in the first half with the possession they had. You said with a high line, we let teams go through the middle way too easy. As soon as they break back through there, it's usually Gabriel on the island because usually Saliba's further up the pitch. On one of them, Ben White was way up the pitch. So, kind of, sometimes I think we need to go with a back 3 back there, like we did before in the hybrid formations, instead of just leaving the 2 guys back there by themselves. Have either somebody in the middle drop back or just not send one of your fullbacks all the way up, have him slide over into a center back role. But other than that, good game. Nice that we came out with the 3 points. Nice that the penalty didn't get overturned. That's pretty much it on the game.
Yeah, I don't think they like to overturn stuff like that. I know, Matt, you had
I just was gonna say just overall good performance, and we just need to have that. We need to treat every game as if it's the North London Derby and Liverpool, City, just consistent free flowing football, man. That's what we need to keep doing.
Cool. Mr. Tom, anything? Did you watch the match? Because I know you like watching
Yeah.
Arsenal matches.
I did.
You did.
I watched. Oh, to be more accurate, I watched bits of it. Like I was going back to it. Let's just say, I watched BODO in entirety because it gave me something to work. But yeah, I watched enough of it to be able to talk about it. But I was thrilled that he has won because it's good to see Arsenal be competitive for the Premier League. But also, it means now that because you got the 3 points yesterday, which football fans may have been a bit sceptical about you may be getting them, even though we all predicted it. I'm now hoping that puts you in a position where you can afford to be generous next Sunday.
No banana skins. I'm sorry. We
Just
we have to be near perfect
you
for the
were
rest of
loud
this.
enough.
For the rest
Tom was
of
at
this,
least praying
I'm
for
sorry, but we
Jesus
have
to
to be
get a
near
yellow.
perfect for the rest of this year. Maybe you get your win next year or something. But right now,
Right.
I want us to get to November. What is it, 12th? And basically, you look at it. We got barely any blemishes, and a lot of
Exactly,
points.
barely any. So the any you did get, take them Sunday and then move on.
I don't
Come
want
on,
to do
man.
that.
We need the points, bro.
I hear you. I don't want to do that. Tony, were you going to say something?
No.
All right. Yeah, no, definitely. You know what? These teams coming into the Emirates were definitely, they weren't playing at their best. We took advantage of that, and we should do that, and that's what we're supposed to do. We haven't done that in the past, so I'm going to take the points. And I hear you, Ray. On we want the points over the draw, but I do believe we can. We have to get comfortable with some of our plays. I think if Vieira had played a couple more games, we could have maybe brought him in earlier, right? Tierney comes in maybe a little bit earlier, but is it Tierney? Yeah, Tierney comes in a little bit earlier maybe. But I kind of feel like sometimes we need to refresh the legs, right? And Arteta's
we
going
need to every game make use of
Yeah.
the 5 subs. Why
Yeah.
have them if you don't take advantage of
Listen.
it with a thin squad?
Listen, you needed the points last season to get in the Champions League, and we obliged, right? We literally gave you goals, okay?
You try to take it back.
I think it's
you
your
know what?
turn. It's your turn to pay it back to us.
You try to
pay it
take those
forward.
points back, as I recall. You try to take those points back, and you had an opportunity to at least get a point out of that thing. So you know what? We don't forget that. We saw you.
I don't recall that part.
I
of the match
recall
happening.
that. I don't know. Yeah, I recall that for sure. I recall that. Let's see.
Tom has selective memory loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, selective to what suits me.
He definitely loves Arsenal. He can't. He's always watching us. Yeah.
God, you can't go on Arsenal podcast and not have at least seen 4% of the match.
There you
It's
go.
absurd.
Second defeat by Madrid in the Champions League finals really burst. Oh, okay. And as Big Gunner says here, it's I guess it's killing season. So everybody, we need to get points from everybody. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like
Outrageous.
this is the time. Like I don't know what's going to happen in December. So I want to get as many points as I can. We always talk about this. They don't take the points away from you. All right. All the stats say that we should be in a good place, right? Even though the last 2 teams to be in a similar situation and to falter in terms of not even competing for or losing out on competing for a Premier League was Arsenal. I think in the 2000s, I think they did it twice. They started out as hot as we are right now, and they didn't get where they wanted to go at the end of the season. So I kind of feel like we need to break that.
Is that what I told you yesterday, Gavin?
Yeah, but it was actually Arsenal has the two of the 3 times. This is the 3rd time when this is we have to break that string. So we have to get something out of this. top 4 should be manageable, but I think many feel like that might, we could let that slip as well. And really, it can't be my fault if we drop points at Leeds. Sorry, I can't take that.
Yeah, with 6 games left before the break for the World Cup, really only 2 of those games that we should drop any points. We can easily pick up all the points, all 18. But we need as many as we can going into that break because, like I said, we'll be without the Brazilians when we come back. And we just need to be able to strengthen real quick. We should still be in first or second place going into a new year. And we definitely need to get a few guys in, strengthen, and make a run to win because you're going to have games like this month every 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I think we're a little too thin to be able to win the league without going out and getting a couple of players.
Yeah, so that's our schedule down there below there. So all manageable games based on where we sit right now. Another challenge with Chelsea. Yep, go ahead.
I have a question, Gary. Sorry, it's genuinely important. When Leeds win on Sunday, will I be allowed on the next edition of the trip?
You can come on anytime. Will I be happy about it? No.
All right.
I mean, you might find out that we've released something in the dungeon, and but that's the risk you're gonna have to take.
Tom, we have to go to my back. Where'd I go to my backpack if you win the
I
game?
understand. I understand.
So I
just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure.
I think if I recall, it's the World Cup ends, and there's at least I think at least a week. It's either a week or 10 days or something like that. By the time the players, the last set of players that finish will be back in time to get like at least a 7-day break before the season starts.
They were looking into postponing the Boxing Day games because it would have been like a week or something between games.
And
I wouldn't be opposed to them cancelling the Boxing Day round of games because Leeds are playing Man City and Haaland wouldn't have played any football for a month. So it would be really advantageous to myself if they,
yeah. No, for sure.
He's gonna murder us.
Yeah. And I think the last like serious test with the top 6 team, for the year will be that Chelsea match. So we need to go into that. We'll know where we stand when we get into that match. But I kind of feel like there are winnable games ahead of us that we need to take advantage of and get them. So, and Chelsea is looking much better now.
And it's on the road against them. So
yeah. I don't think the Ceilings fans use up much energy. So they're good for moving the air around. Even if you have the heat on, they're good for that as well. So
that's why they have a summer or winter button on them.
Yeah.
So it blows the heat.
You guys talking about the subs in the game? I saw a lot of comments about that. I kind of feel like Arteta still doesn't necessarily trust all his players until he gets a good feel for them. So I mean, because he brought on, who did he bring on? His first sub was Tierney, Keddy, and Vieira, all in like the 80+ minute range.
Yeah, I think his 82nd was the first one.
Yeah, and that was Tierney for Erdegaard. And I think it's all a trust thing with Arteta. Once he trusts you, then you're in. Norma is in the dungeon, so watch out. Yeah.
Leeds is crisp and Tom.
Yeah, I'd fun in Leeds. Yeah. What does this say here? If Leeds beats Arsenal to that. Yeah, I would be definitely disappointed if Leeds were to win that. Arsenal need, based on what I've seen so far, there's no reason why Arsenal should come into that match looking any different than what we've done before. If anybody, we've seen that we've got viable options for anybody who might have come out of this match injured, except for Jesus and Partey, but we knew that. So
I'll have a tactics truck ready for Thursday.
I definitely don't want to see Jesus and Saka in Thursday. I don't think we need them. We shouldn't use them last time. Let those guys rest. I want to put them on the plane, to be honest. What about you, Matt? Would you completely rest them?
Yep. I mean, are we playing PSV or BODO again this week?
BODO.
Oh yeah, I'm taking every young player we got.
Yeah, no, they're gonna, but the BODO's gonna come ready to play, so it should be a good game.
It doesn't matter, Gary.
No, I'm saying it'll be a good game for them.
Yeah. Let the babies go out there, man.
Yeah, no, Jesus
because all we need is like 2 more wins, and we're top of the group anyway. So
yeah, Jesus needs to rest anyways. I don't feel like we need to use, because PSV INTL, I think it is INTL.
And Gary too,
the best team, yeah.
And they're going to go play on turf, man. And you don't want your main players out there playing on turf, man, in Jerusalem. You know,
it's in Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem.
Still upsets me. There was no Jerusalem team in the Europa League.
Really, I'll take you up on this one. I wrote it down here, but you got to remember it when I say it. Look, I'm going to come to England, so yeah. I here's what I think will happen when Haaland comes back. It'll be just like when he started the season. He'll be missing sitters. The problem is, like Mr. Tom said, they probably won't play that Boxing Day, so it'll be the next team that sees Haaland missing sitters in front of goal, just like he did to start the season. So, you sure you want that game to be postponed?
I'll say this, right? I was very upset with him on Saturday because he went a whole 65 minutes without scoring. He must have been ashamed of himself.
Yeah, he's not that good. He's not that good.
He needed a rest after his hat trick.
15 goals in 9 games. The guy's terrible.
Can you imagine 3 hat tricks in just like however many games it was?
Yeah. He scored 20 goals for him in total.
Yeah.
And 3 hat tricks.
Yeah.
Fastest ever.
Yeah.
People will be writing theses on that man's goal scoring. Yeah. Apparently he has to score about 64 goals a season for the next 16 years to catch Cristiano Ronaldo.
And that's not even like Messi, right? So you're talking about like the guy behind the guy.
Ronaldo has scored more than Messi.
Oh, is it? I thought there was.
You got to keep into account Real Madrid went a lot further in Europe than Barcelona did, generally speaking. He played more games, scored more goals.
All right. Yeah. We got to face Haaland twice. Yeah, you know what? By then, maybe they're going to be worn down from playing tough knockout matches, you know?
So are you. Everyone will be.
So, yeah. So,
hopefully,
and this is probably a good time to talk about it. So, like in January, when the window opens, I know Tony's talked about it. He thinks we need to get, or is it Matt said we need to get 3 players?
I said 3. I think Matt probably agrees.
Yeah. Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted, Matt.
Yeah, I agree. About 3 players, alone and 2 that we need for the long haul.
I think Douglas Luiz should be one of them if he looks like he's ready to come, and that really? Answers one. Yeah, I think there's one that answers one of the problems. We don't have somebody behind Partey. So
you don't think you'll be aiming higher when you're in because next year you're probably going to be in the Champions League.
Well, I think it's a loan, so I don't think it would be a transfer per se for Douglas Luiz, but it's somebody we need that knows the Premier League. We don't have to worry about, well, this is for the future. I don't want future players. I want they need to play. You know, we need to bring somebody who can play.
Would you go back in for Tielemans, man?
If I don't feel like we need to, because we really need a Partey. We need another wing. another person up top, right? Terry, what does Tillemans do for us? Who's Tillemans going to compete with?
Wait, look, Conger needs to go out on loan.
Well, if Douglas Luiz
I don't
comes
think
in,
he's
that might make
looked
it
that
easier.
bad.
He's not looking bad, but he's not playing a 6.
Who you talking about? Laconga?
Yeah,
Laconga needs to be moved.
he's not playing a 6.
He needs a loan. He needs a loan because see what's happening with him is he's playing in bit part games. He's been a game here, game there, game here. You know, he's not
They
playing
wouldn't keep him
consistent
just
ball.
for Europa League.
Well, no, he needs to get consistent week in, week out football. He needs to be playing at worst, he needs to be playing on a bottom 5 or bottom 16 where he's going to consistently play. And he needs to be put under pressure so he can handle it because he struggled under pressure. I think when we bought him, he should have been loaned back out. He just doesn't look polished at all. That's not saying that he can't be a good player. He just doesn't look polished at all.
But you think you think he's a 6 though? You think he can play defense? You can play that?
No, he needs to be loaned out. He can go play it, but he needs to play it after he's been loaned out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not. Let me put it to you this way. The best way I can put it. This is the best way I can put it to y'all. Ask yourself: we need 5 wins to win the title. Would you trust putting him in that predicament?
No, some people think he's not ever going to be a 6. Like he's a good 8. So that's why I was asking. Like some people don't feel like it doesn't matter what you do. He's really an 8.
One of them's Uruguay.
There's a few games he looked pretty good.
As a 6, like Partey, he doesn't even want to. He doesn't even want to take the ball through the middle of the pitch with defenders all around him.
And Gary, that's because he's not confident on the ball. And where does he get? He needs to get that confidence by playing. Yeah. Send him over to France. Send him over to France. Send him over to Crystal Palace somewhere, man. He needs to get loaned out. Yeah, or send him over to Leeds.
I hear you. Yeah. Sorry about your monkey or Mr. Monkey. I don't know if that's a monkey or if that's what animal that is, but yeah. Sorry, but it said Riddy has said it here. We'll beat Leeds. You guys won't be able to handle our front 3. So,
all right.
Yeah.
He's entitled to his opinion.
I think BODO is BODO actually at home? It is, right?
Yep.
So the youngsters will be playing in front of the home crowd. So, yeah, there you go. It'd be nice to see some youngsters actually play instead of sitting on the bench.
We play there. I play there on their.
We play there. Okay, so the youngsters, yeah. Oh, this is what you guys are talking about here. Yeah. Yeah, my bad on that one. I thought for some reason Messi had something over Ronaldo, but I think it's just the trophies and stuff like that.
Do you want to know? I'll tell you.
What is it?
Their professional goals, 496 versus 498. Ronaldo has 2 more goals.
So it's not that big of a gap, and Ronaldo's not playing right now, so that could.
Ronaldo scored yesterday.
I know, but he's not playing as much as what it is.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Good for that.
What does this one say? Really, you don't want to chance any of our. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I kind of feel like hopefully Arteta doesn't say I just need to get the 3 points now, then later. Let those players play. That's what you brought him for. And like Nelson needs to play. Let him play. All right, let him play.
Yeah, we played 2 games. Two other teams have played 3 games. We're in first place, so you might as well take a conservative approach.
Yeah. Here's a question from Riddy.
Just play the youngsters.
I don't know this answer. Which 2 South American leagues have got a team each named as Liverpool and Everton?
I believe it is Uruguay and Chile, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, let's see. You are correct. Or no, you're not.
Brazil and Ecuador.
You're wrong. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's Stefan's answer. That's not the answer.
I didn't say. I thought that was the answer. My bad. Yeah. like I said, I think Lakanga he's playing all right, but he's not doing the job that we want him to do. So yeah. Tyler Adams would be really nice to bring in. I just don't think anybody's letting him go. I can't see Leeds letting him go. They love him. I mean, we had a chance to get him and we didn't go out and get him. All right. Could have looked at him in the summer, but we were too slow. Yeah. So Stefan knows one answer. Tielemans replaces Xhaka. It all depends because Fabio could also replace Xhaka in the right scenario. That's another thought. Another thing I've heard people say. Yeah, you have that.
Or
You have that.
Zinchenko as well.
Yes, got it right.
Or Smith Rowe when he's back fit.
So you got the answer. I heard. Okay. Mr. Monkey was a cat. All right. Cool. Eating ice cream while you were listening to us talk about it. So yeah. The thing is, I think Fabio and Mecanos and Eddie, they should have fun against BODO. The problem is if they were, they should have a lot of fun. And Nelson, he looks like he's ready to play, so let him do it. So there you go. Those are the answers. Yeah. I think Pele is a goat, right? I don't think anybody said he's not a goat. It's just a different time. Different time.
He had the combination, the unique combination of great promotion and mystique.
So you're saying he wasn't that good?
Pele or Maradona, Tom?
No, because you never. He won the World Cup 3 times, so you can never say it's a bad footballer. But you got to keep in mind he was scoring loads of goals against literal amateur opposition.
It wasn't his fault though. That you can't change. Is he a goat? Is the question.
No, but a lot of these goals are not official.
That's not the question. You can keep going down that road, but that's not the question.
Yeah, he is. No, of course he is. Because he's a footballer that people know. People that barely know about football know who Pele is. So of course he's a goat.
That makes him a goat because people know who he is, or because of his footballing.
That league was doing fairly well.
But they know who he is because of his notoriety, because of the fact that he was known for scoring goals for Brazil and in Brazil.
As Riddy said, there's only one goat. Very honorary.
Disagree even as much as I like the guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, you have goats from different eras because you really can't compare, right? Maradona, Pele, you can't really compare to what they've played and who they played against versus what Messi and Ronaldo and it seems like Holland and Mbappe will play against, right? If they continue with what they're doing. So we went to the next game, right? I heard this comment. You guys tell me where you want to go with this one. Arsenal right now sitting number 1. At some point, I think most people feel like City will get the necessary wins and points to bypass us. Will Arsenal who? I guess is the question. Is anybody going to compete with City?
We can if we invest in January.
Nope.
I concur.
Nope.
I concur.
Well,
I mean, this would be. Hey man, I'm just gonna be straight up, man. City are a Haaland injury away from being, having to compete. I mean, let's just be frank, man. Haaland is on fire. That's my boy. I like Haaland, but I think that if he gets his normal injury that he normally gets, then that's going to put them at a disadvantage there. Because right now he's I mean, just look at the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. You subtract his goals, and what do you have? You have a team that's probably, second, third. So I mean, it's just a matter. We talk about our players. I mean, what happens if he gets hurt? So I think that if we take what Tony said and get some quality players in, like I said at the top of the show, when you're at the top of the table and you're fighting for top three is everybody's challenging for that title unless it's you 10 points clear or something on that line. So I mean, it's going to be a lot of, as the season goes further along, and if we're all still in the same situation, there's going to be key moves that's going to determine who's going to do what, and it's going to be a lot of chess play.
And going on what Matt said, last year Liverpool was 10 points back, so they started investing in cups they never do, like the League Cup. Put a lot of energy into that. Ended up catching City.
Yep.
And they were wore out because of all the other competitions, and they didn't have enough for in to challenge. So all it is about managing your players, giving them proper rest, getting a few more in because we're thin. There's no reason we can't challenge them until the end of the season.
And also, can I throw this in there right quick? Is that I think that too, the further the Champions League goes along, we know that City wants to win the Champions League. And that the further they go, the more pressure is going to be put on them. And I guarantee you they'll look away from the league and start looking over the Champions League. And if they get drug into a match with PSG, Bayern, or somebody like that, or Athletic, could you imagine? Could you imagine if they have to go to the Final Four or either the round of 8 and have to run into a team like Athletic or somebody like that along that line? That's one of those teams that just pack it in. That's going to be taxing on those guys. Like I said, it's just as equally as a long season for them as it is for us. Now, on paper, would you say, yeah? I mean, right now, okay, yeah, they look like they're the team. That's the team that could really, do some damage. But let's look at this, man. They're going to be, it's like Tony just said, they're going to be trying to compete on all fronts, and that's taxing to do. That's taxing to do.
Here's what I think as well, though. I don't feel like you can just give games away for the sake of, like, you kind of lose your form. The reason why, like, it's hard to win on for all 4 fronts like Liverpool did. I just don't think
you're not supposed to.
I just don't think you can. They would be in that situation where they were competing. I don't think if they were competing for Premier League and a Champions League, and they had for some reason dropped out of the other 2 cups, that they would be in the same situation. I feel like the reason why they were in those situations because they were competing every time they were on the pitch, and it didn't have any big letdowns. Because mentally, I kind of feel like that kind of hurts you as well. And every time you go out there, no matter who you play, you're playing well. And I don't believe they played all their starters all their time through those cups. So I kind of feel like the reason why they were in that situation is because that was the best thing for them. They didn't get the win. They didn't get the right trophies, but I kind of felt like that's why. I believe that if you're playing well in cups, you're playing well. That's just a rub off of how you're playing in the league as well. And when you're struggling in the cups, that hurts you a little bit in those big matches like Premier League and Champions League.
Yeah, I just think they spent a lot of energy in the League Cup and stuff because they're 10 points back. Didn't think they're kicked City, then City went into bad form.
Yeah.
Then they didn't really have the energy to go out there and finish it out. Only ended up winning 2 of them. So,
but you can look at one match in the last. I think one of the matches in the last 5 matches they had, and that was points dropped. So I don't think it was a case that they just were seething points all over. There was one match in like those last 5. Same thing like in the Champions League final, right? If they were more clinical early in the match, it wouldn't have come down to the way that game finished off. I mean, I remember sitting there watching it going, damn, this is going to come back to haunt them. They can't finish their dinner, all right? But they got to that point, right? I kind of feel like these players, everybody's playing on fumes at that point. So it just wasn't their day. But I don't believe if they said, you know what, let's put those cups to the side, let's not focus on them, that they would play the same way. I don't believe that. I think it's a mental thing. You got to be ready to play every game, every day.
Yeah, but a lot of it's be friends players or academy players playing in some of those competitions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess like they're saying here, if Ronaldo went to PSG with Messi, would PSG look much better, any better than they do today? I don't think they would scare anybody. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, mentality is really important in this sport. And I think this Gakpo guy is going to want to come to Arsenal anyways. He sees what we're doing. And we get to play him, so we can just drop off all the paperwork so he has it and can read it. Right? We're going to see him for 2 matches. He might as well just, when he comes to Arsenal, he'll check out the facilities. Like, here's your locker. When we go over there, we'll talk to mom and dad. Done. Leeds set up the groundwork when we just go in there and add a couple of zeros to the whatever's.
Here's a house for mom and dad. Here's your locker.
I mean, he's playing really well.
Trying with that line.
He's playing really well right now. So, yeah. We should do that. Yeah, that'd be good to see how he plays against us. Right, because he's on fire right now. He's playing good. Really, he's actually playing good in the Europa League right now. So, I don't know. Every time I see him, he's scoring. I think he's had at least 2 goals in the last 2 matches I've seen him play.
So does Eddie Nketiah.
You bringing up that guy.
That's the fact.
Premier League, Tom. How many has he scored in the Premier League?
More than Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
This season, 0.
Yeah. So the same as Cody Gakpo then.
I mean, like I said, I kind of feel like Gakpo's he's if he wanted to move, he's got his choices, I think, right now. So we're good to see it. We'll get to see him front and center. So nice thing is, no matter what happens, we still play Zurich afterwards. So yeah, there we go. All right, so we are here. We're at like the 80-minute mark here. We talked a little bit about Arsenal. We talked about BODO. Talking about transfers, fouls, and all of that. Anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we head out of here?
Tom doesn't want to talk about the game this weekend.
What is it?
I'm planning to. I'm going to invade the Arsenal fan circle.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saving all his bits for then. But like I said, whatever you see in the last 3 Premier League matches, you're going to see again, Mr. Tom. So get used to that. Might be different faces, but it'll be the same result.
Whatever, Trevor.
Then we'll let you on the show. Or will you be on the show? Or will you have work a week from Monday? A week from today.
He might come down with COVID or something. We don't know.
I will be. No. Regardless of the result, I will be here on Monday.
Perfect. All right. So let's go. Your prediction.
If my team takes a beating, I will take my licks from your comment section and from the three of you, and it'll be fine.
All right. And what's your prediction? Can you give that? Can you give
Um,
your initial prediction? 'Cause it might change.
The thing is, we've received 2 points out of our last 5 games, and we're sliding down the table, and that is a rot that needs to stop. And we need to play against you like we played against Chelsea to give ourselves any chance again, anything. If that happens, we got a chance of getting something. If it don't, then pick a number, and that's how many goals you'll score.
Yeah. I feel like we've been struggling to get past 3. So, Tony,
Well,
what you got?
We're quite charitable, so
These guys think 3 is the magic number as well. 3-0.
I say 3-1. We should be 4-1, but we just can't turn it on in the second half. They put it on cruise control. We just can't seem to get more goals.
And really, he's getting a little irritable with all your chatting about whatever nonsense you're chatting about. Give the man some numbers.
I said 3-1. What are you giving?
Really thinks it's going to be close. So there you go. It might be a close one. Matt, what you thinking?
4-2 Arsenal.
There you go. I kind of feel like we can't get off of the snide of this 3 thing. So I'm gonna go 3-0. We need to get. Have we got a clean sheet on the road? I think we have. So we need to keep, add to that tally.
Yeah. At home's been my problem. We haven't scored in the last 11 games at home. No clean sheets.
Yeah,
no clean sheets.
As BX says here, it's been this season has started out right. And I know a lot of people have been saying Arsenal, you're doing all this stuff at the beginning of the season, it means nothing. But it actually means something. Because if you were to lose 8 of your first 9 matches, it would mean something, right? Nobody would go, well, you know what, you can still make it up, right? So it's got to go both ways.
Means you're challenging for the title.
Yeah. I did. You know what? I did. I listened to this video with Aubameyang. Do you know, guys? Remember what did he say?
I didn't pay any attention to it.
Arteta can't handle big personalities. He uses youth players because he knows they'll say, "Yes, sir. What do you want, sir? Anything you want, sir."
But he doesn't use the youth players. He doesn't use any academy players.
But bottom line is, this is all stuff that we have already suspected of Mr. Arteta. So this is nothing new to me at all.
That is a funny.
We already
everybody
know
said that, right?
Favorites.
That's why anytime there's a big player coming up, it's like, no, if he Arteta would not be able to handle him, right? So, yeah, Alabama, who? That's right. And Colonel Ward is basically, ripping down the stadium 8-0.
Damn, Tom.
He doesn't like
your team.
No. I've got to predict. I've crunched the numbers.
All right, there we go.
I've looked at the probable team sheets, and I'm ready to give my prediction. I think the score will be 7-7.
There you go.
What's your chips? Are they still 6.87? Are they increased or decreased?
6.99.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. Nah, the one thing that I guess the Amazon documentary and what I'm seeing now is Arteta, to some degree, has been telling us all along what's going to happen, but we didn't like it, and we didn't like how long it's going to take. So, yeah. So, well, somebody asked the question, Riddy, so we're going to answer it. So, yeah,
Riddy's in a foul mood tonight.
He's just irritable.
Start calling him Morty.
Yeah, we need to. Chelsea. Think about it. We beat Chelsea on the road when we were struggling. So we're not struggling anymore. I don't expect to see us struggle when we play them again. So
he sent me this hilarious photo on Twitter because Everton played Manchester United in the late game after your game. So Everton were going to Goodison Park, but they were going while your game was playing, and they showed some house in Liverpool, and there's about 1,000 Everton fans trying to look in the window, and they're all cheering because you were beating Liverpool. It was quite
there you go.
Crazy.
Cool. Go on. I think
Trust
that might.
Riddy to find that.
Yeah, I think that was the only other question we had was about predictions and Birmingham. So we will. Chris Nix, welcome to the show. We are about to head out of here. I believe, Chris, you are a Liverpool fan, right? I just want to make sure I don't have that confused with somebody else. I can't remember now. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. But
I thought he was
Mr. Tom,
Liverpool. It's getting hard. It's 2 minutes.
yeah, it's time for Mr. Tom's question of the week. So let's hit it.
Look
Okay.
deep into Liberace's notebook, Tom.
Yep. Okay. You'll find out 2 things here. Okay. Who has missed the most amount of shots in a single World Cup without scoring?
Team or player?
A player.
Without scoring.
Yeah, most shots, didn't score.
Messi.
Most shots and did.
Yes.
He said most shots and did score.
No, didn't. In 2010,
Wait.
Lionel
See,
Messi.
Oh, I got it right.
No, because there's a second part to this.
Okay.
In 2010, Lionel Messi missed 29 shots without scoring.
Wow.
But who's missed the most in total without scoring?
Mm.
With all World Cups combined, who missed the most shots without scoring?
Peter Crouch.
You're very close, but you're very, very close. It's not right, but you've cut the possibilities in half.
Ooh.
Oh man! All right.
I didn't think Peter Crouch would have taken that many shots, but
there's someone.
Slice has joined the show.
yeah.
I know we're about to head out of here, guys, but thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you can watch the replay, see what you missed.
Gabriel and Bangalore.
He wished he played for England in a World Cup.
Oh, that's right. He didn't play. That's right. He did not play. I'm thinking he was on that Sven-Goran Eriksson team.
Riddy has said Emil Heskey. Do you know Haaland has scored more Premier League goals than Emil Heskey managed in an entire season in his whole career? Yeah.
Yep.
That's madness. That is madness.
So who is it,
I don't know
Tom?
on this one, bro. I don't know on this one, man.
Okay. The answer is Frank Lampard with 40. Fat Frank with 40 shots.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way to go, Fat Frank.
Yeah. And Chris, Tony agrees with you that was a soft foul and tough PK. So you got somebody in red who agrees with you. So
Yay!
there you go. You got a friend, Tony. Yeah.
Do you know why it's actually Fat Frank though? Because whenever there was a World Cup and they changed the ball, and rumours would get around where the ball was lighter, and there'd always be someone on like the opening day that would score a goal from 20 or 30 yards. So then Fat Frank would be like, "I'm gonna do that." So every time he got the ball, he'd start pelting it at the goal, and it'd go everywhere except the goal. 40 times that happened. 40.
Right. That's crazy.
Fuck him.
There you go. So Mr. Tom, as we head out of here, what you got to say to your people?
Yeah. Well done on winning. It's obviously a good feeling. Even Colonel Ward, who is my biggest fan, if I actually had a subscription service, he'd probably pay it. Anyway, yeah, so thank you to everyone for supporting the show and listening to our informed opinions and facts and other stuff. Nonsense more for me than anyone, really. But yeah, supporting the show, especially the people that are in the time zone that it is now 2 a.m. Thank you for the support and the comments, the interaction, making it feel like it's not a waste of time sitting here at 2 a.m. I sit here at 2 a.m. even if there was no one in the comments because I just enjoy talking shit. But still, for Tony's sake, because Tony likes people. Anyway,
Or you'd be
yeah,
talking
so
to me backstage for 6 hours or however long that was yesterday.
yeah, it's not a lie. That's not a lie. I did hold court on the old wrestling yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, have a good night. Have a good week. Thank you for the support. And leads.
There you go. All right, Tony. Talk to your people.
I'm glad I'll be able to watch all of the game this Thursday because last Thursday I had a doctor's appointment and had to miss it for whatever reason. They didn't have a replay of that game. They had 12 other Europa games replays right after the game's finished, but Arsenal wasn't one of them. But kind of curious to see how the month carries on since this we see the rest of the season. We'll be seeing these games every 3 or 4 days. See how we hold up. See how the cards stack up. See how people keep healthy. If we can manage the minutes. But want to just end with being optimistic. We can definitely compete for the title. We can win the title. We just can't fuck off January like we did last year.
Very much
And I
so.
like Matt's new studio.
There you go. And let's hear from Matt. Talk
really
to the
cool.
people, Matt, as we head out of here.
We are top of the league. I said we are top of the league. We are top of the league. I said we are top of the league.
There you go.
We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. Say what? Say we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. Yeah. Keep it up this weekend, fellas. Get a win. And Leeds, don't look past them. That's a trap game. They're gonna start turning up. They're gonna start playing what I call desperate ball. They're gonna be trying to find any way to get points. So a draw would suit them just as fine this weekend. So we need to go in, get points, get in and get out. Tom, we still love you, but we got to get a win this weekend. I think we played. Don't we play this week too? Do we play this week?
We play BODO away.
Yeah, so. Send the kids. Get every kid. You know, all of the next message and all of them. Take them over there. Let them play. You know, let them
Arctic Circle.
Yeah, just whoever you can find. Even the janitor, take them over there. But all our starters need to be sitting at home, getting ready for the game on this weekend. So just keep up the good luck, keep up the good work, and let's just keep pushing ahead.
Definitely. And like everybody said, thank you everybody for watching the show. Appreciate the support. We will try not to do another 2-week gap between shows. We'll give you something every week. That's going to be the plan going forward. So thanks for joining us. We will do this again next Monday. We got 2 matches this week, of course. So we got to trying to get all. Be nice to get all the 6 points that are available to us. Sorry, as we keep saying to Mr. Tom. Sorry, but we need the points. We need the points. I know Riddy's making friends. He's making friends with the Liverpool fans that we got. Yeah, so it's definitely a great week. It's a
I don't think Riddy's making any
where they win.
Fans today.
Yeah. Yep. On to Leeds. Come on, you Gunners. Stefan, good seeing you. Arsenal Misfit, Steve Denham. Also, we will see you guys on the next one. I think that's it there. So, and as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste a trip. Enjoy the ride, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.